where 6 and 7 figure CEOs build their purpose-driven legacy businesses through proven branding, marketing, and sales strategies so that they don't have to sacrifice their income and happiness for their mission. Thanks for watching the Life School Masterclass show. Join our Facebook group community of badass mission-driven entrepreneurs, and come back next week same place and time for our upcoming show.
Right. I always feel like dancing after that little jingle. Hello, purpose-driven entrepreneurs. Welcome back to the Life School Masterclass show, where we educate, inspire in all topics that really pertain to our lives, but mainly business growth and really aligning your life and business on purpose. As you all know me by now, but the community always grows. I always feel like, introducing yourself is always a good thing. I am your business strategist. I help entrepreneurs align their life and business on purpose through branding, marketing, sales, systems, and team, all the great framework and the foundational pieces that you need in your business to make the most impact and income. And today I have two amazing guests with me, part of my community actually, so I can't wait to have them share with you all about their journey and also the topic that they feel mostly aligned and passionate about sharing with other people. I have Soleil Diane and Kenyatta Lawson with me, and we will be talking about the importance of budgeting and preparing for future seasons. I can't personally wait to learn from these amazing ladies. So Soleil, let's start with you. Welcome to the show and give us a little introduction. Let us know you a little bit better.
Hey, Luna, I'm Soleil. I am a mom of one and a bonus mom of 3. I was a preschool teacher for 15 years until I got sick. I had life insurance. I didn't know what I had. I didn't know what I needed, and I didn't know there was a gap until it was too late to do anything. But God has a sense of humor because He used what was meant to go against me in order for me to go to my next season. And that is teaching other people how to make sure they are properly protected for each season of life and that they're budgeting along the way to maximize the money that they're earning, because it doesn't matter how much money we earn. What matters is how much we're saving, if we're saving it in the right places, and if it's working for us. And I'm really excited to share this with everybody.
I love that. I mean, building wealth and financial independence for your family and leaving a legacy. All of these are all amazing topics that I'm sure we all need to hear more about. So love your story. Thanks so much for your introduction. And I'd love to hear a little bit more regarding Kenyatta. Kenyatta, thanks so much for being here. Give us an introduction of you.
Thank you for having me, Alana. Stated, my name is Kenyatta. I'm a mother of 2 and a glam grandsons. Accountant by profession. I've been in the financial for over 25 years. I've added recently insurance agent.
Yeah, I hate that your voice is coming in and out, and I would so hate that we might be missing some parts of the. So I don't know if there's like an internet thing that you might situate, but your voice is like leaving and coming back.
Oh no, is that better?
Okay, try now. Let's try again.
Okay, Alana, and thank you for. My name is Kenyatta Law, accountant by profession.
We're getting the disconnection again. So here's what we do. I'll go back to Soleil and we'll start a conversation and then maybe see if there's something with the internet that you might be able to fix. I'm not sure what it is, but your voice is like coming in and out.
Okay.
Right. Awesome. All right, Soleil, so let's start the conversation. So how did you get started? So I know you talked about, your journey, your little life story there. So how did you find out, how did you tap into the work that you're doing now? Let's start with that.
Much like you know, us being connected right now, I was on Facebook and I had just had a serious conversation with God, and I'm like, how am I supposed to serve my community if I can't teach anymore? And I'm online and I'm looking and I'm looking, and I scroll across Atlanta Johnson's post asking if I was looking for a work from home opportunity. And within the first 3 minutes of me being on a call with her, she'd already said everything my heart needed to hear. And I knew it was just time for me to join this amazing crusade. So within the first 3 minutes of our conversation, she said, we teach families how to make sure they're building their 3 to 6 month emergency fund. They are properly protected with life insurance and long-term care. And they have a tax-free savings strategy for their retirement. And like I said, within the first 3 minutes, I knew the next chapter of my life. And I've been doing classes with Fortuity Financial Partners for the past 1.5 years. But I had to also get over the aspect of not feeling good enough to share the information because of what had happened to me. And it wasn't until I graduated my leadership class that I was shown that God's using this for my benefit, because now I get to use this story and touch other people.
Wow, how beautiful. And isn't it amazing how sometimes things, well, not sometimes, it's no coincidences, right? We all in a way or another. So we all understand that things just come to us at the perfect moment. So that seemed to be the gift that was given to you. And now you're sharing that with the world and making an impact with that. That's really, really beautiful. Kenyatta, can you, let's try again. Oh, okay. Maybe not. Can we try? Can you try to speak? I could see you.
Oh, you're on mute, Mama.
Yeah, we have no audio.
Okay.
No, still.
Oh, hey. Try it again.
Hear me now?
Yes. Keep talking. Let us hear you.
Okay. Thank you. I don't know, technology is good when it's not. So, my name is Kenyatta, and I am a mother of a boy. And
Kenyatta, we can.
Kenyatta, sweetie, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
It keeps breaking up. Is there any way to get closer to the reception? Or
let me take it off.
Because I heard you loud and clear when we were on our call just a minute ago.
I don't know.
All right. So
what happened.
Not sure what happened there. So Kenyatta, maybe Kenyatta can join us in another show. So we'll just kind of carry over and carry that conversation, because I think it's really important for the audience to understand how do we actually budget. So what is it that we need to know, Soleil, as entrepreneurs on the importance of budgeting to prepare for seasons in our life? What is it that you can share with us?
It is so important that we are taking at least 10% of our income each pay interval and putting that into an account, paying ourselves before we pay our rent, before we pay our bills, before we pay any of the quote unquote have tos. We need to realign our belief and our understanding with money and realize that if we're not paying ourselves now and putting it in this account and not touching it, that when a season of challenges come, we will not have the access to it or the freedom that we would had we planned for it sooner. So we want to make sure that we're budgeting, and we want to have 3 to 6 months of I call it our 4 walls. So from our rent to our car payment to our gas to our food, our electricity, every single aspect of the money that goes out each month needs to be accounted for. Not so much as subscriptions, but the necessities do. And we want to multiply that out by 3 or 6 months, depending on the cushion you're trying to create. And that will become your emergency fund. But we never ever recommend you to, let's say you end up at the end of the month, let's say with $200. We would never recommend you to try to put that full $200 away. We know that life happens and there's other aspects of life that come up. But of that $200, I would recommend at least putting $50 away into this account each month. That way we are saving for our emergency fund. And if you're trying to pay off debt and save for an emergency fund, and you had that $200, I would recommend splitting $50 in emergency fund, $50 going towards your debt, but never trying to do it all at once in the same area. And if we are able to do this over time, we're going to have a cushion that's going to keep us safe. And it's important that we're understanding where we are saving our money, because there's a big difference between tax deferred and tax exempt. You know, taxed later and taxed never. But only a few percentage of people realize that there are vehicles that allow you to build your wealth and not have to pay taxes on the outcome. You're just paying taxes on the seed instead. But we're not being educated on this by design. And that is where this company I'm with is on a crusade to break that. No family left behind. One kitchen table meeting at a time, we are on a crusade to make sure that everyone has access to information only the wealthy had at one point.
I love two topics that you just mentioned besides everything else that you ran through. And I always like to condense information for people that's like,
yes, please,
digestible. And it's like, okay, I understand that in order to protect ourselves, obviously it's very important. I think we're realizing this even with all the uncertainty that's happening around us, right? It's important to be proactive so that we can create the life we want down the line, right? Because we just never know. You just never know how things are changing. So what are Soleil, I would just want to understand from you, like, what are the 3 steps, as you just mentioned, where should someone start? So you mentioned having a 3 to 6 month savings account. So let's say that I'm just starting with this journey and, you know, I need to have, let's say, based on your experience, like what 3 things in order that I must have to protect myself. So just like, you know,
it's going to be proper savings, proper protection, and then a tax-free saving strategy for your retirement. Once you have all 3 aspects in place, your financial foundation is actually being built. And that's when you truly get to live a life by design.
Okay, repeat those again. I'm sorry. What's the first one?
Your savings, then proper protection, and then tax-free savings for your retirement.
Okay, so let's dive into each. So tell me a little bit more regarding each of those, since those.
So for our short-term savings, it tends to be things within the next, let's say, 5 years. If you want to buy a new car, buy a new house, like your bigger ticket purchases, you want to kind of prepare for that and make sure you're getting everything ready, as well as your building for your emergency fund. So there's so many different aspects, but when you're doing your short-term savings, you want to take your discretionary income, like that $200 I used as an example. And if you remember, there was $50 used for building your emergency fund and $50 used for like any debt you're paying off, but you still have like $100 left, right? So using the from there, you can put $50 of that last 100 into your short-term savings, the one, or the longer-term savings, the one you want to use for your car or your house that you're saving up for. And then you want to make sure that you are covered with proper protection. That includes everything from your will, your trust, your estate plan, your medical power of attorney, your durable power of attorney, and your final celebration plan. Because once you have all of those aspects in place, you can proceed through your business with confidence, knowing that no matter what happens, each season of life you've taken the initiative to plan for. And it's important, as bigger life events occur, you are updating these plans. There's been many times where I've spoken to people and I've asked them about their will, and they're like, oh yeah, I had my will done 5 years ago, I'm fine. I'm like, okay, how old is your youngest child? They go, oh, 3. Okay, so your will's complete, but your youngest child's not included. So as our life changes, we get to reevaluate and have support in those areas. And people don't realize that there is access out there for everybody to have financial education. And it's a matter of, I guess, kind of being invited. Like, I was invited into this opportunity to learn, but we are so adverse to opportunities that we've never heard from before that we tend to limit what we're exposed to. And so right now, this opportunity to share this with everybody is such a big deal. And I know I'm kind of going a little back and forth because my heart's fluttering, and this is like a big moment because so many people need what we do, and so many people just want to turn off and say, oh, I'm fine, but they're not looking at the bigger picture. And that's what we get to do with you. So our tools are complementary. We provide complementary financial needs analysis, financial independence number discovery session, because we're realizing retirement is no longer an age. It is a number that we reach in our financial freedom plan. And once that's reached, then life gets to be amazing. And
so
yeah.
You just wrapped up so much. We're able to dissect it, because honestly, this,
Yeah.
I think it's scary for a lot of people, right? It's like, it's just one of those things, like, I just rather not look at it. So it's so important, the awareness that you are bringing to this, so that the more available and aware people are, that these are available to them, and you can actually take care of these, very easily, and you can have a great sleep at night because you know that you're actually taking care of the essentials. I could so relate to this, because being in business, also building a legacy business, takes long-term vision, right? So understanding how to build the foundational pieces in your business, in my case, and in your financials, your family's financial future, or your own, as you go through the seasons, stages of life, it really does require more of a longer term vision. And a lot of times, we lack that education, but we also have a lot of fears. So that's going to be my next question. What are some of the mindset things that, or maybe things we have learned that we have to relearn or unlearn old programming over this whole area, and relearn? What are some of the most major things that you notice with people that might not be so open and aware that this is something they actually need?
This is such a powerful question. I'm so thankful that you asked. It is super important that we release the programming from being an employee and embrace the entrepreneur mindset, the going from scarcity to abundance. And that's terrifying for many people. I know when I was going through the transition myself, it wasn't until I recorded something that I said to my child, and when I heard it played back, I was dumbfounded that that came out of my mouth, which is really what fueled me on this crusade, because at the end of the day, our children are adopting our money mindset. So if we're getting a bill and we look at it and we go, I can't pay for this, I don't know how, we're creating this fear around money in our child. And so when I heard myself say, I can't do that right now because I can't afford this, I had to pause. I had to shift. And I actually, I got on and I researched Bob Proctor and Jim Rohn and, oh my gosh, Joe Espinoza. And I had to reset my own money mindset because I realized I was damaging my child. And it's damage that over time takes a long time to heal. But if we are realizing it right now, and we're taking steps right now to heal the part of us that feels like money is scarce and realize money is abundant. It's energy that flows to us from multiple sources to take care of us so we can serve our bigger purpose. And when we switch your money mindset to that, possibilities open up.
Ooh, that was so beautiful. I could have almost wanted to quote that saying you just said, the way money is abundant, it's all energy flowing to us to serve us. I've had my own personal journey with a lot of money blocks and mindsets that I've had to overcome as I've grown my business. I think we have so many of those. I saw lack of money in my family and people fighting over money. So I'm like, oh, this must be so important. Money is like such a important thing. And then I chased money for a while thinking that's what I needed to be happy. So it was like so many screwed up beliefs and projections that we have. But we do have a duty right now. The more aware we are, especially as parents. I know you mentioned your child, and I know as parents that's like our heart. We do have a duty to educate if we are aware. First of all, we start with us. We have to do the work so that we don't project this into our future generations, because we have the control now. We have the power to change whatever we can change from past programming so that we are not bringing all of this, continuing the cycle and having, setting our kids up for all these, things that they have to overcome and learn. We can, bring them in a healthy way in the next season that they're actually going to be growing and living into. So this is a big mission. I always say it's a big mission because money mindset, is so important. And a lot of times I always find my clients like, I can teach strategy. I know roadmap. I know frameworks. I know a lot of information, but if you don't see it for yourself, it's like you can't help the other person. And then you just feel like so frustrated, right? So I know the pain, but you have to hang in there, be passionate, be patient, and really connect with empathy. And I always say that, if your mission is always to educate and inspire, you influence people in a positive way. That's really the impact that we all want to make through the channels and the avenues that we have chosen to really manifest that and put that into our day-to-day work for sure.
That's amazing. We had a conversation today with Marshall Falk, and he is one of our trainers. And he was talking about how our current beliefs reflect in how we show up and reflect in what we're attracting. And so this conversation is just the universe again showing divine alignment, because we're attracting opportunity instead of scarcity by bringing information outside of ourselves. And my goal is just to be able to provide opportunities for other people to make sure that they're protected. And this is just such a beautiful moment. Like, I know tonight when I go to sleep, I'm going to go to sleep knowing that I touched at least one person's heart today because of this. And I'm just so grateful.
That is so beautiful. And we have reached the end of the interview because I do try to keep them very, short versions of content so people can get the best of it and, not forget the rest because we're so distracted in today's world. But I think we'll we'll do another show and bring Kenyatta back. I feel bad that she wasn't able to really share her amazing experience, I'm sure, with us, but we'll make that happen next time. And at the end, I usually ask my guest Soleil to share what is it that their school of life has actually taught them from their experience that they actually want to share with other people. So one final message.
One of the things that I get to share is 100% is possible 100% of the time. That information is neutral. Feedback is neutral. If it triggers us, that's our opportunity to shift and to really decide, is this the feeling that I want? And if it's not, we get to change. But that's for how we interact in our relationships, and especially with our relationship with money, because if we're coming out and feeling like money is scarcity, there's fear around money, we're not going to show up as our best. But when we show up knowing that all of our needs are met and we're able to meet our family's needs and we can serve our community, that's when our light is shining the brightest. And that's what I want to see all of us get to do.
Oh, that's powerful. Well, nothing else to add. Thank you so much, Soleil, for everything you shared. And where is it that people can find out more regarding all the content you post, on all the educational things that you share with people, or more information regarding how is it that they can start?
If you DM me on Facebook with Soleil Dean, and we will set up appointments for complimentary financial needs analysis, financial independence number discovery session, and assessment of your current life insurance policies. And these are things that we do complimentary because our crusade is no family left behind. And that's something that we stand by.
Ooh, definitely take advantage, and you'll find Soleil in our community, Badass Mission Driven Entrepreneurs, on Facebook, so you can always connect with her there. And I'm so grateful that at least I surround myself with these heart-driven, purpose-driven entrepreneurs that really, I think, this is why I believe in entrepreneurship personally. These are the people that are going to change the world, right, through their work. Because as purpose-driven entrepreneurs, we are impact-driven and not income-driven, and income is always a result of your impact. So I thank you for coming by and everything that you've shared with us and all your time. And like I said, we should schedule definitely another show where we dive in a little bit deeper into this topic for sure. Thanks.
I look forward to it. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a blessed day.
You as well. And I wish you, purpose-driven entrepreneurs, a good rest of your day and your week. And we'll see you in another show. You'll find our show inside our community and also available as a podcast to the Life School Masterclass show. Support our show so that we can bring you more heart-driven entrepreneurs and more education and really all of the topics of life. I always say the more aware you are, the more value you'll add to yourself, your family, your community, and beyond. So definitely support us, subscribe to the show on both ends, and leave us a review so that more heart-driven entrepreneurs can actually find this valuable content and information. Bye for now. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye, everybody.